let's talk about the biggest news that's circulating in the boxing world. You know what I'm talking about, GENNADY GOLOVKIN versus KELL BROOK. A lot of people either love the fight or hate the fight, and I know it's going to be a huge event in the UK, but what are your thoughts on it as a fight, as a fan?
Well, I'll tell you, whenever you can sell out the O2 Arena, which is one of the biggest arenas in Europe, in 11 minutes, literally 11 minutes. I mean, you can see the fan reaction, the media reaction is great. See, the fans in England, they recognize the struggle that Eddie Hearn has had getting welterweights, big welterweight names to fight KELL BROOK. Same struggle we've had getting big middleweight names to fight GENNADY. KELL BROOK doesn't know how to lose. He's 36-0. He's an undefeated welterweight champion. GENNADY doesn't know how to lose. He's 35-0, and he's the best middleweight champion. And for GENNADY to go and defend his titles in Brook's home country, I mean, that evens out a lot of the playing field. When you talk about the time difference, you talk about the jet lag, you talk about the arena with all the Brooks fans. But that's the thing, with GENNADY doesn't care where he fights. He wants to show that he's really the true definition of a world champion. He's fought in so many places around the world, and this is a great event.
It's not unheard of a welterweight challenging a middleweight. Emil Griffith did it. Sugar Ray Leonard did it. Mickey Walker. You know, all those fighters back from the 30s, the 40s, the 70s, they all did it. Why are people nowadays making such a big fuss that it's a mismatch?
I don't know. I mean, it's pretty well documented that we went down the list, you know, starting with Canelo, then Saunders, then Eubank. I mean, it's been very well documented, everyone that we tried to do the fight with. And by the time Eubank didn't sign the contract, or Eddie couldn't get Eubank to finalize the deal, we were running out of time. I mean, Eddie had the O2 Arena reserved. It's on Sky pay-per-view, Sky box office. You know, we had the HBO logistics in place. So we were running out of time. So when Eddie, said, I can't get Eubank to sign, let me call Brook. That was his idea, and he really saved the day, because you got to give KELL BROOK a lot of credit for taking that fight. It shows that he has a lot bigger heart than a lot of the middleweight champions that won't take the fight. And it was the exact same deal. It wasn't like all of a sudden Brook got offered a lot more money. It's the same exact deal. It's the same exact deal that Eddie had offered to Eubank. So KELL's making a lot of money on the fight, and it's a great event for both fighters.
As you mentioned before, it's been problematic that GENNADY Golovkin can't seem to secure a big fight in the middleweight division, or at least a middleweight in that sense. Will we ever see Canelo Alvarez test himself against a middleweight this year, and then finally step in against Triple G?
I mean, that's really up to Canelo and Golden Boy. He moved down to 154 for this fight. Golden Boys told me that they want to fight or shoot for September 2017. I really believe that Canelo wants to fight GENNADY at the right time. So look, if we can do that fight, if everything happens the right way in September for GENNADY, and September for Canelo's not an easy fight either. He went down to 154. He's fighting Liam Smith. So he's got to win that fight. They got to keep winning, and if both of them keep winning, it's going to be a monster fight next year. If the fans only have to wait 1 year for that fight, it's a lot better than a lot of other fights that took longer to make. So we can't force people to get in the ring. All we can do is, from my side, try to build GENNADY as big as we can make him with every fight. And I think this is a huge statement. Selling out a big arena like that, it's going to be on the UK on Sky box office. I think it's a huge step for GENNADY's career.
Don't you think?